I'm Jeff Cornwall, and this is the Entrepreneurial Mind. Today our guest is Ashley Northington. We'll be back to talk with her after this. Welcome, Ashley.
Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm excited.
My pleasure. So talk a little bit about what you do. What is your business?
Sure. I run DENOR Brands and Public Relations, which is a boutique public relations, marketing, and brand strategy firm here in Nashville, Tennessee. We specialize in media relations, digital or social media strategy that sells, and really making sure that your brand is heading in the right direction.
Now, do you focus on any particular industry or size of business, or kind of where's your sweet spot?
Sure. So I like to say we work with emerging and established businesses. We typically don't like to work with startups.
So businesses that can pay.
Yes, absolutely.
You're so polite.
Yes. Emerging and established businesses and nonprofits. I really love working with social enterprises because I don't just sell like cups or mugs. I want to sell cups or mugs that, matter. So I tell stories that matter to the world and make a difference.
So what percentage of what you do now is in digital media? Has that become dominant, or is it still kind of a blend? Or
it's definitely a blend and changing and blurring the lines more and more every day. I say if you're not digital, you don't exist in the world.
Right.
And so for those clients of mine who are sort of hesitant or reluctant to get into that atmosphere, I definitely push and encourage them to do so. So basically, most of my clients are definitely working in the digital sphere, and I definitely manage like 50 or so Facebook pages, Twitter pages, all that sort of thing.
But not exclusively in the digital realm, most of them, right?
No, not exclusively.
Can you give an example maybe of one of the clients you work with and kind of how you blend that together?
Sure. All your social media strategy shouldn't just operate in a silo, right? So it's got to support, whatever you do in person. So whatever events you do, whatever you do on email, whatever you do on your website, all of those pieces have to work together to tell a cohesive story. For instance, I work with the Nashville Minority Business Center, which is getting ready to host.
Great organization.
Yes, it's getting ready to put together its Minority Enterprise Development Week. And we worked on that week last year. We definitely had a very specific strategic social media campaign that, we put out certain blogs, we got with certain digital publications that helped them tell their story. Then we also went to other media to help them, share the story through traditional media like the Tennessean and such. And then we also had a certain series of emails that we built a different website that came out. We went out and spoke to several events to tell that same story over and over. So it's not just one thing that kind of works by itself. It has to be a part of a larger scheme and tie together.
As someone who recently started up yet another small business in my life, this time around, I was daunted by how complex all of that is.
Yeah.
It used to be pretty simple. You'd figure out where your customers get information,
sure,
put your resources there, and do a really good job. Now you don't always know where they're going to be going, and it's often multiple points. How do you help a small business guy like me kind of get my head around all these different outlets?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's still basically the same thing. Like, figure out where your clients are and make sure you show up. Okay? And there are a lot of folks who will say that when you're beginning to get onto social media that you have to be everywhere. And I don't necessarily think that's true. So I have this checklist of questions that I ask my clients, and the first one is, why are you using this network? And if that network doesn't give you the opportunity to showcase your wares, if it doesn't give you an opportunity to showcase why you're the absolute best, if it's not easy for you to use, if it's not one that you'll use consistently, if it's not one that your audience is using, then you don't need to be there. So there are about 7 questions that we kind of go through and say, and we have this data to back it up so we can know where you need to be.
So talk about testing the different media with your customers, because I know that that's got to be sometimes challenging to get them to understand you're going to do some trial and error.
Oh
kind
yeah,
of stuff.
lots of A/B split tests to see what works best.
Explain how you do that and why.
Yeah, so we do these tests to make sure that we're actually reaching our target audience. I have one running on social media right now, actually. And so those tests are to make sure that we have the best picture or the best message, like the best sentences put together, to make sure that we are connecting with those audiences. And so a platform like Facebook, for example, gives you a huge opportunity to track, to see what types of people are clicking on your links and who is engaging with it. And so we use that data, we do these tests and we use that data to fuel our next campaign so to make sure we're more successful at it the next time.
We did an A/B test on our business recently, and I was shocked at the one that worked.
Right.
It was 90% to 10%.
Oh wow! Okay.
And it was just the opposite of what we thought. And it was a matter, I think of just the video in that one was reaching our audience better than we.
Video converts higher than any other thing right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're doing a lot of video work as well?
I am trying to do more video.
It never keeps changing.
It keeps changing, and people are very, very scared of video because nobody wants to be the face. People just want to put their head down and do their work. They don't want to be put out there on the spot in that way. I push people to do video, so I'm still trying to fight that battle.
How about some of the new outlets like Snapchat and all of those?
Snapchat is very, very, very important. I think
it still creeps me out.
Why does it creep you out?
Well, I just remember, wasn't it at first the one where all the kids would exchange pictures they shouldn't be exchanging?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think some people still do that. But I think Snapchat gives you a tremendous opportunity to sort of pull the curtain back on what's going on in your life. This whole...
I've heard with millennials, it is the best way to reach them. Is that true?
I would say so. So Snapchat, I think the people age 25 and under, that's the largest group that's there. But this whole phenomenon, this parasocial interaction, I call it like the Kim Kardashian effect, is huge. People want to connect with you. People just don't do business with brands anymore. People do business with people. And the people that they're doing business with, they want to know them intimately. They want to know that I'm sitting here right now talking to you and that I was stuck in traffic and I was late getting here. They want to know that kind of thing. They want to know, they want to know bits and pieces about me. And Snapchat gives you a way to post these 20-second, 30-second clips of you just going about your regular day. And that platform allows you to do that better than any other one that's out there right now. It really lets you capitalize on the fact that people actually really want to connect with you. Even the most mundane, boring parts of what you have going
Which is most of my life. So is there a new platform emerging right now that you're telling your customers to be thinking about?
Right now, I'm just trying to get more people to use Snapchat, actually, and not be afraid of it.
So I'm not the only one afraid of that one.
No, you are not. You stand with many people.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I do think it's important to figure out what the next corner is and try to get there before everybody else and bring your audience with you.
Okay.
But right now, I do think that Snapchat is basically untouched for a lot of businesses and certainly a lot of marketers.
Excellent. Sure. Well, Ashley, it's been so fun talking. We've just gone so quickly today. And
yes.
I look forward to having you back again.
Thank you.
Thank you.